Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, great afternoon, everyone. I hope that everyone's having a blessed and wonderful Saturday, and not just blessed and wonderful, but counting our blessings because God is worthy. Amen. So, sitting in here, working on my book, right? Editing. Most of y'all know that I'm writing a book, and this message isn't about that book. This message is about really the mind being the battleground and us understanding ourselves. Often we take time to understand others. We spend our lives, working with others, for others, doing things for others, and we're supposed to give it away, right? Proverbs 11:25 tells us that we're supposed to give it away, right? Those that refresh others themselves will be refreshed. And so the reason for my share in this video is I was sitting here and I was talking to Tracy, and I'm like I'm going through the tedious part of editing, right? And those that know me in the book, you'll learn that I struggled through school and grammar is not my friend, and this, that, and the other. I say grammar is not my friend. I say that jokingly, right? I need to change that story. But I struggle a lot with grammar, and just that's just not my thing, right? I'm just gonna leave it at that. And so I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I even, as I'm going, through the editing portion, I told Tracy, she's standing beside me, and I'm like, man, this is so hard. Like this is difficult right now because it requires so much patience, right? This book is 135 pages as of right now. I'm on page 25 as far as the editing, and I do want to get this done today, time permitting. Of course, my plan is to be here all day doing this. And so I bring it back to the message. It's important. So as I said to her, this is so hard. This is my point of quitting. That is exactly what I said to her. And I think it's important, I know it's important that we learn ourselves. As I was saying a second ago, we take time to learn others, right? You probably can know when you get on someone else's nerves enough to their threshold, right? And you probably know, when your kids can get on your nerves enough to know your threshold. But my question is, do you know your threshold when it comes to having the patience to being committed? And I'm not talking about committed in relationships, but that could be a topic or something that we could discuss. Are you aware of your threshold when it comes to giving up, right? And the reason why I say that is because as I spend time with myself and as I learn myself and as I pray and spend time with God, I'm starting to learn that we can do all things, right? I understand it's written, right? But I'm starting to learn that, and not just learn it, but believe it, and not just believe it, but live it, right? And I want to share this message because I think it's important. There was a lot of years that I didn't understand. I would start stuff and not finish. I would tinker at this and not finish, and I would do this and not finish. You get to the point in your life where you understand that there is, regardless of the outcome of the book, and again, this isn't about the book, right? This is about me. This is more about me finishing something that I started 3 years ago, believe it or not. But to bring it back, we have to understand our threshold of giving up. In that conversation, I'm like, man, you just said that this normally would be your point of giving up because it's tedious, because it's hard, because it's difficult. But I'm here to tell you right now, it may be difficult, but it's going to be worth it. When this thing is all done, every second of my Saturday on November 2nd, right, will be worth it, because I truly believe in my heart of hearts. And the reason why I'm writing this book is to help someone overcome, adversity, learning disabilities, anxiety, worry. If you're coming from the hood and you don't feel like you have a lot of resources, or if you're struggling in your marriage, or if you're going through bankruptcy, or if you're struggling as a father or a man or whatever. And so at the end of the day, those are a lot of topics that will be in this, that are in this book, right? And I know that at some point this book's going to help. My mission is to help one person, right? And again, it's not about the book. Back to it. So if that is the greater cause, right? That's the bigger cause than just myself, right? We have to look forward to something bigger than ourselves. We have to work towards something bigger than just us. And that's the greater cause of me spending time doing this. So as I am learning myself and understanding where my threshold of giving up is, right? In that conversation, it's like, man, E, this is where you would normally fold shop. Like, this is where you would normally shut that laptop and say, later for that, right? That's not happening this time. And that's the reason for this message. I want to encourage you to find out what your threshold of giving up is, right? It may be hard. But you have to understand it's going to be worth it. It may be hard, but it is worth it. It's not going to, right? Because I am pushing myself through a threshold in a discomfort zone, right? In an uncomfortable zone that I would have never pushed through in the past. And so I don't want this message to go on for too long, but I wanted to encourage you to find out, know, and understand where your threshold are giving up. Because once you get to the point of understanding what it feels like, right? The win is in the finish. The win isn't how many books you sell. The win isn't in having a book on a shelf or whatever that looks like, right? The win for me will be, and is going to, Lord willing, right? It's going to be the finish. Some of us need to study the art of finishing. Some of us need to get a win and understand what it looks like to finish instead of starting and stopping, instead of going half in, right? We want to live life all in, all the way up, right? There's a song out there, all the way up, nothing can stop me, right? We want to go all the way up and let nothing stop us, because God is for us. Who can be against us, right? And so hopefully y'all find value in this message. Hopefully you're having a great day. Love you very much. Just wanted to take a quick break, turn that camera on, and just kind of witness in this moment how I was feeling, and how it would have been very easy for me to quit and go back to my old ways. Not today. Not today. Y'all be good. See ya.